Hey there, fellow bookworms and story enthusiasts, and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Pumpkin Scribe, and today I have a truly gripping and dark tale to share with you all. Today, we'll be diving into a short story that's as haunting as it is thought-provoking. So make sure you're comfortable, maybe grab a cup of your favorite beverage, and let's journey into the world of monsters, penned by an incredibly talented author. I do not know the name of the author per se, however, I did find this story on the Asrian portal. I will leave a link to the story down below. Now let's start off by reading the first few sentences of the first paragraph of the story Monsters, to really get a grasp of what the author wants to do with their introduction. My mother once told me that monsters are not born, they are made. I used to take that very literally, believing that somewhere monsters were being sculpted like clay pots and thrown into the world to terrorize us all. As I grew older, I realized what she really meant. I watched from a cage as my brother strangled her to death. That made him a monster. I heard the yelps of my father as my sister cut him with shallow slices, ensuring his last moments was as painful as possible. That made her a monster too. But one man's monster can be another's hero. Monsters are like beauties. They fit into the eye of the beholder. My brother and sister are monsters to me, but not to others. The slaying of my mother and father brought about a new order to our small corner of the world. Cultists, a group with a single burning desire to appease their own monsters of the underworld, took control of my brother and sister, and indeed every inch of land under the rule of my family. The story immediately immerses us in a world of darkness and introspection. The narrative style here is both captivating and ominous, setting the tone for the rest of the tale. We're introduced to a world that's been turned upside down by the rise of a sinister cult, one that seeks to appease their monstrous deities through unspeakable acts. Throughout the rest of the story, it takes us to a once peaceful kingdom that has fallen into chaos and brutality. The author does a fantastic job of contrasting the serene past with the nightmarish present, highlighting the impact of the cultist rule on the land and its inhabitants. At its core, the story challenges our conventional notions of monsters. Rather than being creatures of fantasy, the narrative explores the idea that monsters are born out of the choices individuals make and the circumstances they find themselves in. This idea blurs the line between good and evil, leaving us questioning our understanding of morality. The characters in Monsters are entwined in a web of betrayal and power struggles. The protagonist's brother and sister, initially seen as monsters for their heinous acts, become instruments of occult control. The story showcases how individuals' perceptions of monsters can vary greatly, depending on their own perspectives and motivations. The story's setting, a once powerful and peaceful kingdom transformed into a hub of barbarism under the cult's rule, serves as a metaphor for how power shifts can drastically alter the fabric of a society. The contrast between the serene past and the chaotic present highlights the destructive consequences of unchecked authority. The narrative structure adds an extra layer of intrigue to the story as well. The tale unfolds through the eyes of the protagonist, who navigates a world filled with manipulation and treachery. This perspective allows us to experience the protagonist's internal struggle as they grapple with their own identity and the monsters that surround them. In the end, Monsters is a captivating exploration of human nature, power dynamics, and the blurred lines between monsters and heroes. As the story finished unfolding, it has forced us to question our assumptions and ponder the complexities of morality. I highly recommend diving into this thought-provoking piece if you're a fan of narratives that challenge your perspective and keep you engaged until the very end. And now on to some exciting news. We'll be starting a new series called Short Story Fridays, where every Friday we will attempt to read a short story, discuss its narrative, literature, its themes, etc., and post about it here just like we did today. At the end of these videos, we'll be reading a small poem that we find online, and today's poem is Regrets by Brokenglass. Please enjoy. Regrets are more than just things. They're names that echo around my brain. They stack up and up, filling me up and up, until regrets are all that I am. Lost people fill me up and up, until I am hollow with wishes of what if. Regrets fill me up and up. Their names are scars that cover my arms. Their words are wounds that mar my heart. Their eyes are the ghosts that haunt me at night. All alone with these regrets, they call out in a loud silence. Their whispering screams echo around me. An empty chasm filled to the brim. My barren breaths echo in my lungs. They weigh me down. They fill me up and up, until I am nothing but a contradiction. Regrets are the people I have let in. Regrets are the people who decided to stay, taking up my space and me with it, pressing on my lungs and heart. Regrets are the breaths I couldn't breathe in. Regrets are being empty but still feeling full. Regrets are being full but still feeling empty. Regrets are you. And that will be all for today's review, my fellow bookworms. If you're intrigued by the snippet you've heard and the themes we've discussed, make sure to follow the link down below in the description to read Monsters for yourself. Until next time, keep those pages turning and those minds pondering. Happy reading.